Great, you can now create functions, call them, and add parameters to make them more dynamic. Now what you can also do is to make a function return a value. And we already have one example here, it's the main function. You can see int, here we have int, which means that the main function will return an int value, and then it returns at the end 0. So let's create another function here for another example. I want to create a function that will return the triple of any number you give it. And that's going to be also int. So int, let's say triple number and int number. So this function here, when you read the declaration of the function, you see int, which means that this function will return an integer. So in the function, you should have return and then an integer. Then the name of the function, and we have here one parameter, which is a number we pass to the function when we call it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going, for example, to create int. The result is equal to number times 3, okay, to triple the number. And then I do return result with a semicolon. So when you call triple number, it's going to triple that number and return the result. Now, as a small improvement here, the thing is that we create a result variable and we just return it and we don't really use it. So what I can do, instead of creating a result variable and returning that variable, I can directly return the result, which is number times 3, and I don't need this line anymore. So as you can see, this function is quite minimalist. And now I'm going to call that function. So let's say we have say hello, and now I'm going to do, for example, triple number of 4. And the thing is that, well, this function is going to return some value, which is of type integers. So what I can do is, let's say int result is equal to triple number 4, and then so this variable is going to receive what you return with the return statement in the function. And then I can use this. I can, for example, do std cout result and then std endline. Okay, let's run that. And you can see, so we have the hello lines, and then we have 12, which is the triple of 4. And so, well, here we have used int. You can also use double, you can use boolean, you can return a string, you can return a vector of anything, you can return anything you want. Just make sure that what you return corresponds to the return type that you have chosen for the function. And as you can see here, we have a very specific return type, is void. In a void function, you don't have return. Well, you could have return like this, okay, if you want to just exit from the function. When you use return, it's going to exit from the function. So at some point, you may want to use this just to exit from the function, but this with void is not going to return anything. And well, to go a bit further, one thing you can also do is you can call a function inside another function. So let's say I create a function void print triple number int number. So this function, the goal of this function is to print the triple of the number that you pass to the function. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do std cout, and then from this function I'm going to call triple number. So triple number, and I'm going to pass the number with std endline. So as you can see here, when you call print triple number, I'm going to do that here, I'm going to remove that, print triple number of 4. This is going to call print triple number, which returns nothing because void. So 4 is going to go to the int number, so do the parameter, and this is going to create a variable inside the function so we can use number. What I do here is I call triple number, which is another function, and I pass the number I got here to the triple number. So this is going to go inside this parameter or variable. And then this is going to return number multiplied by 3. So this at the end will be evaluated to 4 times 3 will be evaluated to 12. And then we print with cout, we print 12 and a new line. So if I run the code, you can see we have 12. And so this, using function inside other functions, is going to allow you to create building blocks that you use on top of other building blocks, etc., etc. All right, so that's pretty much it about functions for now. So data type you want to return, the name of the function, different parameters, and then you do whatever you want in the function. And if you have to return something, you use the return statement. And here, as you can see, you have two kinds of functions, mainly those functions who are just doing an action, okay, and don't return anything, and the functions which are going to compute or get a value and then return that value.